E.N.D here. Day 18 of the spoilers for War of the Spark. And today is the finale of War of the Spark spoilers. We have a good number of cards that have been spoiled today, and I believe this will be the final day of the spoilers, and the set it's fully spoiled. Probably a couple of uncommon and common cards, they are still going to be spoiled tomorrow, but today it's a blast of spoilers, and let's see what have been spoiled today. The first card that I'm going to show you is this card, Maw Colossal Dread. This is a fake card, but I really like these particular cards. We see the Dread Maw in a Placewalker card, and personally I really like this type of fun cards. As I said, this is not a spoiler, this is something that I wanted to show you. So let's begin our spoilers. Prismite, for 2 you get a 2/1 golem creature. You pay 2, you add 1 mana of any color. It's not really a big card. It's quite interesting for limited. It will give you some mana fixing, but you have to pay an extra mana to get a mana of any color. Guild Globe, for 2, it's an artifact. When it enters the battlefield, you draw a card. For 2, tap, you sacrifice, and you add 2 mana of different colors. Wall of Runes, for 1 blue, you get a 0/4 wall defender. When it enters the battlefield, you scry 1. Thunder Drake, for 3 and 1 blue, it's a 2/3 flying creature. When you cast your second spell each turn, you put a +1/+1 counter on Thunder Drake. This, if it wasn't for its high mana cost, would and could have seen a little bit of play in standard in the Esper decks. Trusted Pegasus, for 2 and 1 white, it's a 2/2 Pegasus creature. It has flying. When it attacks, target attacking creature without flying gains flying until end of turn. Very similar to the Corsair Pegasus. Return to Nature, 1 and 1 green, it's an instant. You choose one, you can destroy an artifact, an enchantment, or you exile a card from your graveyard, from a graveyard. Dusk Mantle Operative, for 1 and 1 black, you get a 2/2 human rogue. Dusk Mantle Operative can't be blocked by creatures with power 4 or greater. Charity Extractor, for 3 and 1 black, it's a 1/5 with lifelink. Colossus Dismissal, for 1 and 1 blue, it's a sorcery. Return target non-land permanent to its owner hand, and you amass 1. Amass means that you put a +1/+1 counter on your army. If you don't control an army, you create 1. Charmed Stray, for 1 white, it's a 1/1 cat with lifelink. When it enters the battlefield, you put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control named Charmed Stray. Aven Eternal, for 2 and 1 blue, it's a 2/2 zombie bird warrior. It has flying. When it enters the battlefield, you amass 1. Sarkhan's Catalyst, for 4 and 1 red, it deals 5 damage to target player or planeswalker. Gideon Sacrifice, this is quite interesting card, not for the ability but for the flavor. For 1 white, choose a creature or planeswalker you control. All damage that would be dealt this turn to you and permanents you control is dealt to the chosen permanent instead. Arboreal Grazer, for 1 green, it's a 0/3 with reach. When it enters the battlefield, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. Tyrant Scorn, for 1 blue and 1 black, you choose 1, destroy target creature with converted mana cost 3 or less, return target creature to its owner hand. Prism Realm, for 2 and 1 white, when it enters the battlefield, It's an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you exile target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield. When it enters the battlefield, you scry 1. Quite interesting prison card. Ugin's Conjurant for X. It's a 0/0. It enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counter on it. If damage would be dealt to Ugin's Conjurant while it has a +1/+1 counter on it, prevent that damage and remove that many +1/+1 counter from Ugin Conjurant. Quite interesting card. Dread Malkin for 1 black. It's a 1/1 zombie cat. It has menace. 2 and 1 black, sacrifice another creature or planeswalker, put 2 +1/+1 counters on Dread Malkin. If this card is not dealt immediately, it will get larger and larger, especially if you have a token creation deck. Elite Guard Mage for 2, 1 white and 1 blue. It has flying. It's a 2/3 human wizard. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life and you draw a card. Storm the Citadel. Until end of turn, creature you control get +2/+2 and gain. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, destroy target artifact or enchantment defending player controls. Narset Reversal for 2 blue. Copy target instant or sorcery spell, then return it to its owner's hand. You may choose new targets for the copy. Quite interesting card. Price of Betrayal for 1 black. Remove up to 5 counters from target artifact, creature, planeswalker or opponent. For 1 black, you can remove all counters from a planeswalker. It's very, very strong card. Boldband for 3 and 1 red. Instant, the spell costs 3 less to cast if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. Change the target of a target spell or ability with a single target. Sarkhan the Masterless for 3 and 2 red. This card was already leaked, but we have the official spoiler. Whenever a creature attacks you or planeswalker you control, each dragon you control deals 1 damage to that creature. The +1 until end of turn, each planeswalker you control becomes a 4/4 red dragon creature and gaze flying. The -3, create a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying. We have the last, and this is the last planeswalker spoiled, the 36th or 37th planeswalker, if you count Tezzeret by a box promo. Narset Parter of Vase for 1 to blue. This is an uncommon planeswalker. Each opponent can draw more than 1 card each turn. The -2, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-creature, non-land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. She's an uncommon, but still it's quite strong. Gideon Blackblade for 1 and 2 white. This Sunday was also leaked, and this is the official spoiler. As long as it's your turn, Gideon is a 4/4 human soldier creature with indestructible that's still a planeswalker. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to Gideon Blackblade during your turn. +1, up to another target creature you control gains a choice of Vigilance, Lifelink, Indestructible until end of turn. The -6, exile target non-land permanent. Now we have the finale cards. Finale of Glory, X and 2 white. Create X to 2 white soldier creatures token with Vigilance. If X is 10 or more, also create X for 4 white angel creature token with flying and Vigilance. If someone can cast this, especially in Commander, with the 10X, it will be your winning card. Finale of Devastation for X and 2 green. Search your library or graveyard for a creature card with converted mana cost X or less and put it on the battlefield. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. If X is 10 or more, creatures you control get +X and gain haste until end of turn. This card, if you get creatures with trample will be devastating. Last card, Finale of Eternity. X to black, destroy up to 3 target creatures with toughness X or less. If X is 10 or more, return all creatures card from your graveyard to the battlefield. This is the final card of today's spoilers. As I said, I believe today is the finale of the spoilers for War of the Spark. I will still keep a look for a couple of cards that are going to be spoiled tomorrow. So leave me a comment below. What do you think War of the Spark set will be? You like War of the Spark? I like it. And I can't wait for my pre-release tournament, and I can't wait to begin opening packs from this set. Here there is the subscription button. Subscribe for my channel for more about Magic the Gathering and War of the Spark.